Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language, nonverbal communication, a place where you can learn about who's sexually attracted, repulsed, lying to you, and so on and so forth. We'll keep it plain and simple. Make sure that you can understand it, loud and clear, and you can apply it to the real world within moments after watching the video, okay? So today we're going to continue the theme of women attraction signals. If you like what you hear, click like, click subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. And let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about a gesture, the limp wrist, okay? So this theme of videos that I'm putting out at the moment is all regarding the subconscious signals a woman will put out to indicate that she is sexually submissive or, in a lustful state towards an individual or individuals. All right, so when we speak about the limp wrist, of course, we're focusing in on the wrist and maybe verging in on the hand and the arm. All right, it's almost an exclusive submission signal used by women and gay men. All right, gay men use it because it is a feminine signal. So effeminate men in particular will use it to accent that side of their femininity. All right. It accentuates the wrist, and we may identify a woman's wrist as weak and sensitive, especially in correlation and comparison with the man's, purely as the man, biologically speaking, has the upper body capabilities as to which a woman doesn't have. So we've spoken about the contrast of masculine and feminine and how that can be highlighted and accentuated to increase, sexual value to the other party. All right, so this is an accentuation on the feminine, submissive, weak, frail, and delicate, fragile, the list goes on, wrist. All right. So it's a means of, feigning weakness and submission to garner attention from the man whose job is to be dominant and to care for and to take control of those whom are lower in the pecking order. All right. It's a great attention getter. And as said, it is attractive to men purely because it puts them on that dominant pedestal. All right. The hands are clear to see in this behavior. So when it comes to the hands, we know now that there's a part in our brain which focuses on the hands. We subconsciously pay ever so close attention to the signals the hand is sending, so it puts the hands in plain sight. And when we see the hands in plain sight, we feel comfortable around the person purely because we know that they have less potential of attacking us, essentially, because the hands are weapons. So the individual may not be holding a knife or such, they might just have empty hands. And so not only do we pay attention to the wrist, but as a byproduct, we see the hands and we become more comfortable with the individual, and we learn more and become more familiar with the individual purely as our brain assesses their hand movements and how they illustrate and how they speak to us using the digits. All right. I'm going to do a video in regards to submissive versus dominant gestures and acts. So we can really go into that realm of things and how it works. But I'm going to leave this video here purely as I think it gives enough food for thought. I think if you have any examples yourself of seeing this behaviour, it'd be worthwhile leaving it in the comment section. And without further ado, I'm going to get off. All right. You know what? I'll try give you one example because I feel like I need to give an example in this particular case because you do see this from time to time. Let's say, for example, the photo you see in front of you. Yeah, it's a showcase of the jewellery on the wrist of this individual, but it's being used as a vehicle to show the submissive gesture. Okay. when we shake hands with an individual, they may shake our hand with a very flimsy, weak handshake. Now, in a business environment, it's not fantastic, all right? When it comes man to man, it's not fantastic. But if it was to be a man shaking hands with a woman, just the limp wrist, the limp handshake can be used to represent, you know, I'm a weak, feminine individual who needs to be taken in and looked after and cared for. All right, I don't mean any harm. I'm not trying to match you in your masculine realm. Okay, it's the dance of the sexes, the masculine and feminine, the submissive and the dominant, the black and white, the yin and yang. I hope this has been of benefit. I hope you pay attention if you see this, because this is a very significant gesture. And without further ado, I'm going to get off, so thank you. Goodbye.